Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get started, get started.
Let's not be more excited. Yeah, let's get it started right now because this is our first ever live in-studio audience.
Smile, guys!
We love it, yeah. It's filled with some of our Facebook friends, fans of the show, and all of them have one very important thing in common. They all have Time Warner cable.
Oh,
yeah.
guys.
They miss watching their morning blend every day, so we invited them here to watch live and in person. Hi, guys.
Yeah,
so excited that
there you
they're here.
go. All right, and the best part is we've got prizes for all of you. Yay! But we're going to do that a little bit later in the show, so you're going to have to sit tight for that. And our first guest today, we've got to introduce you again, who needs no introduction. It's Miss Jen Lancaster. She is the best-selling author, and she's just a stone's throw away, living right in Chicago.
Hour away.
I love it. We invited her back. She said yes, so this is fantastic. You got a new book I know you're working on, coming out in just a little bit.
Coming out in February, called Twisted Sisters. It's about sibling rivalry, reality TV, and body swapping.
Oh, body swap. Oh,
Like
I'd like to know more about
sisters?
that.
I don't have sisters, but I have a brother that I really dislike. So I got the rivalry
Does he
down.
know that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're not kidding. You
I
are like
love it.
straight up about that.
What did you learn about sisters in order to write this book? Because I don't have a sister either, and neither does Tiff. We both have brothers. So did you have to kind of study up on sisters?
I did a little bit. I knew that people had rivalry looking at my brother and me, but I wasn't sure if the conceit of the book was right. These sisters have been fighting over an incident with a ham sandwich for about 25 years. And I went to my Facebook audience and said, is this realistic? Do people fight over ham sandwiches for 25 years? And I got hundreds of responses saying, oh my God, yes, absolutely. I met these girls in DC who said that the three of them had been fighting over a washcloth for 30 years.
Stop.
So I feel like I'm on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I like it.
Well, you know, we've got a little theory about sisters, and so it's interesting. And I think it's one of those books that people who probably have sisters will love because they'll laugh, they'll find it relatable, and people maybe who don't have sisters will get a kick out of, right?
They'll be pleased with their only child status.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things that we talked about now that the baby has been named the Royal Baby, and I guess his nickname is Georgie, we've been talking about, we're not sure if the King Georgie thing works, but I think it's interesting how people come up with names for their babies. Most people, I think, like I picked Joseph for my son, which is pretty traditional, but it seems like celebrities have a knack for picking some like out there sort of names.
Here is my theory on naming babies, celebrity or otherwise. If appearing on the main stage sounds right with the name, then it's not a good name. Here's Northwest. Appearing on the main stage, you don't want that. King George is never going to appear on the main stage.
Yeah,
or King
right?
Georgie.
Well, that's what I was thinking. We were talking about it this morning. Some names are just going to sound odd as adults, and maybe because we know them as kids' names now, but even Northwest, like you mentioned, which is Kanye, and Kim Kardashian's baby. It's like when I mean, my mom or my dad's name is like Apple or North. You know, I just think it's going to sound weird when they're older and they're parents or they're adults.
Yeah.
In the nursing home. Oh, we're in Apple's room now. Take your medicine, honey. It's just odd. I mean, again, I don't have kids, and I think that if I did, I wouldn't name them something stupid. I would name them something that sounded good if they were president or a senator. Like Megyn Kelly just had a baby. Her baby's name is Thatcher. Senator Thatcher. Okay, that's amazing. That's an amazing name.
That is
Think
cool.
about that.
Yeah, Thatcher Bray. But then you have Shakira and is it Gerard Pique? Their son is named Milan. And I always have an issue with people who name their child after the city or place in which that child was conceived.
I kind of like Milan.
Right?
I like the name Milan, but no one wants to think about their parents having sex.
Hello. That's my point. That is my point.
I would be called Red Lodge if that were Montana.
Brer Rabbit.
Yeah. That would be my name if that were the case. So it's kind of good to you don't want to be reminded of that your whole life.
But you have pets. How did you go about naming your pets? Because we found some pictures of them on Facebook. You're a pet lover, right?
I am a pet lover. We had a pit bull that we lost last year. Her name was Maisie. She was the ugliest puppy I'd ever seen, and she was going up for adoption, so I wanted to give her the most beautiful name. And then apparently you can't bring a pet into my house and then they don't leave. So we had Maisie for 11 years. Loki's Norse god of mischief.
We just showed your cats a second ago.
That's Liberty.
Oh, that's
Isn't she
Liberty.
sweet?
Oh, was she born on the 4th of July?
We're just patriots.
True Americans, right, Jen?
Those are the Thundercats. There's Gus, Odin, and Chuck Norris, because we wanted to give them really powerful names. Because they, when we found them in an alley. My friend Gina helped us round them up. They were so sick. They spent their first 2 weeks in ICU. We didn't think any of them were going to make it. Our entire vacation fund went to pay for their care. So we didn't go to Hawaii that year. So we wanted to give them really strong names because they were survivors.
I like that. I like that
too. But one animal and pet that doesn't survive in your house is spiders, right? You're not a big fan of spiders.
Well, here's the thing. I like to be very zen, and I don't want to kill anything if I don't have to. But we have reached a stage in my house recently where the spiders are at critical mass. When they are too hairy and have markings on them that they make me nervous, then I take the vacuum and I suck them up.
Yeah, and then they die a slow death in your vacuum.
Death
Well,
by
it's
Dyson.
a Dyson, so I think they spin. I mean, I think it's the most humane thing that I can do.
It's probably like a ride.
It's like going to an amusement park for
the
spiders.
Tilt-a-whirl. Sure. Okay.
Do you have any? Are you afraid of spiders?
I'm not afraid of spiders. Again, until they're like this big, then they need to go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm afraid of mice.
That's what I was going to say. What are there any like? Because most fears are irrational. Let's be honest. I'm definitely afraid of heights. I could stand on a ladder and my knees shake. I'm just very afraid.
There's
of
a
it.
very good reason I'm afraid of mice. I have a college friend whose father in the military, his feet were all bitten up by mice.
Did you see it?
Or maybe rats.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
I don't think you have to see that
But
to
I
be
believe
horrified by it. Like, my biggest fear in the entire world is really kind of irrational, and it's so hard for my husband not to mess with me. I have this irrational fear of opening a toilet lid, because we leave them closed because we have pets, and finding a severed head. I know that's a really specific fear. I have a really specific fear. So one time, the first time I took Ambien, apparently I started shopping and I ordered a Barbie head online. And then when I unpacked the box, it was a severed head, because no one expects a head in a box. I took 10 years off my life. I've had this thing for 5 or 6 years, and it is a testament to my husband every day that he doesn't hide this in the toilet, because I would die.
I think the operative phrase there was that you took Ambien. You know, I mean, you said that part as well. Okay, well, we found some very irrational fears, and one of them is kind of along those lines. It's something I was afraid of as a kid. I was afraid to take a bath because I thought there was like jaws or a shark in the bath water, you know, that would come up and bite me. And that's called a blutophobia. It's a fear of washing or bathing. And I'm really happy that I don't have that anymore.
Me too, because I sit next to you every day, right? Yeah.
But there's some irrational ones, like a fear of chickens, a fear of garlic.
A fear of garlic?
A fear of garlic. That is a real fear. It's
Well, if
called
you're going on a date-
allumophobia.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a fear of garlic.
Yeah. Some people have a fear of walking. It's called
Lazy.
ambluophobia. Yes.
It's called lazy. I like
It's
that.
true. But there are some really irrational fears out there.
Yeah, there are. Like,
So-
I think a lot of people are afraid of heights. One of the things I read is a lot of people fear speaking in public more than their own death, which I think is interesting. One of the things that you're kind of known for is being a narcissist. Is that something that you're proud of? Because most people
You laugh, you smile, and you're like,
most people don't see that as a positive thing.
Well, here's the thing. I am utterly fascinated by myself. I have 7 memoirs out. I have done nothing significant with my life, but I've written 7 books about it. I was never president of GM. I never brokered a peace agreement. Mostly I ordered Barbie heads from the internet high on Ambien. So there has to be a certain level of narcissism to be able to write memoirs. But I also think that I am ridiculous, and I think that's what translates into writing.
Your husband's name is Fletch, right?
Yes.
I love that you married a guy named Fletch.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, does he think you're high maintenance? And if yes, does he love that about you?
Yes, he thinks I'm high maintenance, and no, that's not his favorite part about me.
but it's one of your favorite parts about yourself?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like to think that I am unpredictable. So what makes him crazy is we'll do the same thing 5 times in a row, and then when we go to do it the 6th time, I'm like, oh, well, I don't like that.
Right.
But you've always liked that. Well, I changed my mind. That's my prerogative.
That's right. That's absolutely
When
true.
you're writing a book, is there some sort of like phrase or statement that always seems to come out that you're sort of known for?
I used to be known for my footnotes more than any specific phrase because I speak sort of parenthetically and I interrupt myself a lot. So that was my thing. There have been phrases that I have tried to make happen. I have tried so hard to make bank happen. Like, oh, that was bank, as in something really good. It is yet to catch on.
My favorite word is boss. Like, that's so boss.
From Kid President,
From
right?
Kid President, because he talks about his little friend Gabby that she's fighting cancer like a boss, he says.
I love that.
And it's like I'm always trying to pull off that phrase, especially around my kids, but then they remind me that I'm not cool. But what I think there's so many...
That's what kids are for.
Yeah. So we put this question out on Facebook. We asked you, what saying do you most often repeat? What I think is hilarious about our responses so far is a lot of people can identify phrases that really bug them more than something they always say. For example, like my parents always said, money doesn't grow on trees. Really? You know, or like it is what it is. A lot of people either really love that one or really hate it.
Or what did our producer say? Your mom? Is that one? Your mom?
That's what she said.
Oh, that's what she said.
Oh, no. Yeah, yeah. Our producer, Katie, her husband always goes, nice. Yeah. It was a blast having you here. Twisted Sisters coming out.
Yes.
Have you met Martha Stewart? We need to know.
We were supposed to be on today together, and then she blew me off and was on the next day. So I'm
Still holding out?
I'm silently angry.
All right, yeah, I get you. I love it. Well, we have a great show coming up for you today. We're actually going to give away a lot of different things throughout the show, but first we're going to give away one of Jen's books. It's The Tao of Martha, the one we were just talking about. Caller number 7 this morning wins. Call us at 414-799-4444.